I would like see you as like a mega entrepreneur. Like at your age, you're only 25. What you've achieved.
But now I'm at the age of 20 where I've been working very hard for a year. I probably saved about £100,000.
Everyone honestly always preaches that you need to have like it is who you hang around with.
And that's when I thought, you know what, I'm going to get myself up, make some bloody money. So I started from scratch.
Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of the podcast. Today I've got a very special guest. I'm sure a lot of you know who this is, but his name's Gurvz. Thank you for joining me on this episode, Gurvz.
No worries, bro. No worries. It's a pleasure to be here.
And this episode, I want to like talk about a lot of things. It's going to split into two parts because it's going to be quite long. So let's be part one. Let's start off by I want you to introduce yourself for anyone who might not know you, like your background and like what you do.
Yeah, perfect. So my name is Gurvin Dial, known on social media as Mr Gurvz, and I'd say I'm an entrepreneur. I do pretty much anything that can make me some money, whether that's selling cars, I've got my own car dealerships, or whether that's actually selling physical products on eBay, Amazon, or Shopify. Whatever works and makes money, I'm there.
That's really good. And from my perspective, looking at you, I would like see you as like a mega entrepreneur. Like at your age, you're only 25. What you've achieved is amazing. Obviously, I reckon it depends who you hang out with. Like if you're going to hang out with like successful people all the time, you might not see yourself the same way. But like, how did you get into like this entrepreneurial thing? Were you always entrepreneurial, or did you go to university and do something else? Or how did you end up doing this?
So the story probably starts, let me take you right to the beginning. So I'm from Ilford and I grew up in a 2-bedroom council flat with my single mother and my little brother. Okay, not bad.
Yeah.
So didn't come from money, okay? And was just a normal schoolboy. I used to like the finer things in life, such as designer. But when I say that, I mean, I used to wear fake Louis Vuitton belts growing up because I used to think, oh, it's Louis Vuitton, but it was fake. It cost me £20 from the Ilford market.
Yes.
So I've always had that eye where I've liked the expensive stuff, let's say. But main thing that I wanted to do, I'd say from the age of 10 onwards, was always become a doctor and go down the medical route. So not coming from money, for me, being a doctor was wow, I'll be rich, I'll have a lot of money. And I guess that's the common Asian perspective, right? Now, I grew up and GCSEs, great, 4 A stars, 4 A's and a B. A-levels, they were good, came out with B's, but they weren't good enough for me to go straight into medicine. So I had offers at King's College University to start medicine there. Wasn't able to start because I didn't get the A's at A-level. So I went on and I did biomedical science with the dream to do medicine after I finished biomedical science. Now, I graduated from Plymouth University with a biomedical degree, and I then started university at St. George's to pursue my medical career. And it was only after year 1 that I decided that was no longer for me. But why was that no longer for me? That takes me back to the second year of university. Whilst I was at university, I mean, I was struggling to make ends meet. Mum was sending me like £20 a week to help me get by with food, etc. And I'd literally go on a night out and I'd not be able to afford to even buy myself some drinks, okay? It was that bad. So whilst I was at university, I was like everyone my age, scrolling through TikTok. Well, no, I don't think TikTok was a thing. Instagram. And I was seeing all these entrepreneurs, okay, making money. And I was like, wow, they're only like a few years older than me. Some of them were like a year older than me and they're like driving around in all these like fancy cars. And I was like, how are they doing it? So I took it on myself to find out how people were making money online. And I went into the world of starting to make money online during my second year of university. And from there, it only just grew to the point that when I started the medical career, I decided that this is for me. I'm currently making more than someone, probably a surgeon. So why do I want to pursue this career?
Yeah. So you never wanted to like do like your own thing in the medical industry. Like obviously there's working for the NHS and there's like obviously doing your own thing. You never really saw like your degree and leaving your degree and being like your own boss in the medical industry. That was never really for you.
I guess for me, when I was growing up, I always just saw, because I used to research the medical route a lot, 2 years foundation year, then you do this, and then you 7 years training for speciality. So I knew that whole route, and I just didn't see that as something that you could just get into and just do. You can't just start your own thing. You have to have that training behind you. And to be honest, that training after university, you're still learning for another like 9-10 years.
Yeah.
So for me, was I going to stick that out for another 9-10 years plus doing the actual degree as well, which is another couple of years? It's just like, no.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like, I see where you're coming from, and I was also at university doing engineering, and like it was a similar vibe with me. Like, I would sit and I would see all these people making money, and like quite similar to your situation. And again, it's like you can make money in engineering and medicine. Like, don't get me wrong. There's like millionaires, billionaires out there, but it's just like, I think I'm very impatient. Like, I was just like,
I want to make it now.
Yeah. So I was just like, I need to make it now. Like, I couldn't go back to my accommodation and like, relax. I was always stressing out, like, how can I do this? What's the next thing I should do? So I obviously left university, and now I'm pursuing my own entrepreneurial path.
I looked at different industries that I could start making money in. And that's when I decided e-commerce was the best way.
E-commerce. So you went from the FX straight to e-commerce.
Yes.
And then you managed your income, and then now you're in the car industry, right?
Exactly.
So how did you go from this e-commerce into the car industry? What was that turn?
Okay, so from the age of 20, I've always had a passion for cars, okay? My personal cars, such as even my Maserati Ghibli, which I bought at the age of 20, okay? Once I started making money through all the affiliate marketing and everything I was doing. That Maserati Ghibli, I actually bought it from BCA auction. Now, if anyone knows, that's called British Car Auction. I bought that car for £15,000, I believe it was £16,000 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 5 years ago. Today, 5 years later, the depreciation on that car is still not caught up. The car is still worth about £15,000. I've kept the car because it was like my first big car, so I've parked it away and just kept it, but it is still the same value. And after I bought the Maserati Ghibli from BCA auction, I thought, hey, I got it so cheap. I saw on the market that same car was going for like 21k. So I decided, you know what? Once I made a bit of money, a few £1,000, let me just buy a 3-4 grand car from the auction and sell it for 5 grand, make about £1,000 in a month. That's obviously a side hustle on the side of the e-commerce I was doing. So every month I was buying one car and selling it. Sometimes it would even be like a Mercedes S-Class or a Jaguar XJ. Like different cars, whether they're 5 grand or 20 grand. But the money that I was making from e-commerce, I put it back into cars and flipping cars. And I'd sell about one car a month from home. And the opportunity then came to me to open my dealership. We can go into a bit later on how that opportunity actually arose and how I turned a big L into a W.
Yeah. So now you've got your dealership. Obviously, we were discussing like in the car how you're gonna like scale the dealership, and you've recently just got another the unit, which is amazing. So congratulations on that. So you're on two units now. Do you have like do you like plan out your in terms of your scaling the operation? Do you plan it out, or do you just sort of?
So the money that I'm making in e-commerce will get reinvested back into dealerships. Okay. So I opened my first car dealership in Essex called GSC Essex in November last year. I actually started with 8 cars. I'm now at 30 cars at that dealership. Okay. Well, a year later, literally a whole year later, which is like this November just gone, I've said, look, I need another dealership. Got the money, why not? So I've gone and opened my second dealership, which will be opening in Hertfordshire. Second dealership secured. Okay. Every year, I want to make sure I'm opening at least 1 to 2 dealerships every year. By the age of 30, I'm now 25. By the age of 30, I want to have at least 8 to 10 dealerships open. That is passive income coming in because I'm not working there. I mean, I'll help with the startup and the setup for the first month or 2 months. But after that, the staff are going to run that. The staff are going to make me the money. So it's a long-term investment in mine and my future.
Yeah. I think entrepreneurs looking at this as well, obviously that's massively inspirational. I can definitely speak for both of us. 2 of the hardest things as becoming an entrepreneur is starting off, which you just described, and also scaling. Yeah. So how do you like decide when you should scale, and how do you also like delegate your time? Because obviously, like you just said, you're obviously not, you're in a podcast, you have a massive operation.
Middle of Wednesday.
Yeah, in the middle of a Wednesday there. So like, how do you like allocate tasks, employ, like how do you dedicate all your...
You let money work for you. Now, you probably heard this saying so many times on social media, let your money work for you. But no one's actually explained to people out there watching, what does it mean for money working for you, okay? So I make most of my money in e-commerce, okay, which is online businesses, okay? But I don't actually run my online businesses. I pay other people to run my online businesses for me, okay? Which I'll go into in a later stage. So therefore, money, payment, working for my online businesses, making me more money. Okay. So let's just use some figures. I pay someone £1,000 to run my online business for a month. Okay. Or a week, let's say £1,000 for the week. Here you go, run my online business. I've now got all the time in the world because I don't need to run that online business. Someone's got £1,000. They're better off anyway. They've then made me £10,000. Thank you for my £9,000. Okay. That is making money work for you. Now, after you stack up that money, for example, let's say you've got 250 to 300,000 pounds. Now you need to make that money work for you, because that 250 to 300,000 pounds is used to sitting in the bank. Whether you're investing that in crypto, which I don't do myself, because I lost a lot of money in the Forex industry. I just don't like that investment style. So open a car dealership, 250 to 300,000 pounds, open a car dealership, pay your staff. That dealership should make you 10 to 20K a month minimum. Okay. You've now got money working for you again. You're not there. You're not working. You've got your staff working for you. What am I doing? This year, 15, 16 holidays I've been on. 16 destinations I have visited this year. On Friday, I'm flying out to Barcelona for another 5 days. Okay. I'm here on a Wednesday afternoon. Yesterday, I was getting my braces removed. I was out all day. Okay. I'm not needing to work. My money is working for me. That's what people mean when they say make your money work for you. Now, you might have £2,000 in your savings account. If you're watching this, you can make that £2,000 work for you. But it depends on how you want to use your brain and what ideas you want to come up with to make that £2,000 work for you. Now, to start with, you're going to have to work with that £2,000, okay? Because you're not going to be able to afford to employ someone to run that £2,000 investment for you anyway, okay? So you're going to have to work with your £2,000, but eventually your £2,000, when you're working with it, can become £20,000, £30,000, and eventually you'll be able to step away, have someone control that business or whatever you're doing, and you're therefore letting that money now work for itself.
Yeah. And obviously you're young, you've got all these streams of income. And one thing I wanted to touch on is like how you spend the money, whether it's on jewelry, on cars. And obviously you don't obviously wear all these flashy pieces of jewelry like watches, necklaces and all that, or you obviously have nice cars, you're in the car industry, but how come you don't like wear anything like expensive?
Okay. So why don't I wear anything expensive? I've got a £500 bracelet on here, which for me, I can afford to lose. A £15,000, £100,000 watch, I can't afford to lose. Okay, I've got Rolexes. Okay, when I'm in Dubai or when I'm abroad, you'll see me constantly with my watches out. I do not wear my watches in the UK. In fact, I've had 3 watches robbed from me I'd say 2 in the UK, 1 outside of the UK. One was actually fully recorded on a mansion that I was renting, and people came in and they took my iced out Rolex. Okay, I think there was even a newspaper article about it, but I told them not to put my name in it. Second watch was robbed in Coventry. Okay, I was literally just walking in the park in Coventry. I don't know why. I was wearing one of my Hulk watches. Hulk is a green Rolex, and that gets taken. Okay, and then the third one is in Ibiza. I'm walking back from O Beach. I've got my iced out AP on. My friends have gone into the shop. I said, I'll wait outside. Boom, I get jumped, and my iced out AP, which is an order up gets robbed. Now, you're not going to catch me wearing a watch unless it's in Dubai, okay? So yeah, I'll wear £500 bracelet. If someone wants it, you can come and take it. But yeah, watches I don't wear.
What was it when you got robbed? Was it like at night point? Oh my God.
3 times with knives.
Jesus. And like, that's really bad. So that's the thing with the UK. Like, you see all these people.
And I didn't even insure my watches.
Oh, you don't insure any of your watches?
Well, now I do.
Yeah.
But now I still wouldn't wear them outside in the UK.
Do you view like watches and that as an investment, or you just see them as like things to buy?
Nice things. Well, that's the thing. Before, they were nice things to me. Now I buy investment pieces.
Yeah.
But before, they were nice things because I was like 20, 21, 22. I wanted to just wear my nice watches. That's why I'd get iced out watches. So if anyone's watching this, you'll know that aftermarket iced out watches actually don't hold their value. Whereas if you don't put iced out, by iced out, I mean diamonds. If you don't put diamonds on a watch, they actually hold more value without the diamonds, okay? So before I was just buying flashy diamond watches, Rolexes, Piguets. Now I'm just buying subtle, nice timepieces, which are investment opportunities.
So anyone watching this now, when people that are following your social media will see you always say like this era or this time is the best time to get into e-commerce or making money. Why do you say that? Like, what's the like? Do you see as like this is so time?
2 things, okay? First, I'm going to talk about why is now the best era to get into e-commerce, and then I'll talk about why is now the best season to get into e-commerce. Okay, now is the best era to get into e-commerce. Now the best reason that you can get into e-commerce now is every single retailer is closing down physical stores because all the sales are coming online. Online sales are increasing. So why are you not jumping on this bandwagon when you could still jump on it? Okay, there's people on TikTok shop making like thousands of pounds a day. There's people on Amazon, eBay who are just normal people sitting in their room making tens of £1,000s a day. Why are you not jumping on this? And this is what I always try and tell my audience. What is stopping you? You can go online and watch free YouTube tutorials and get started. You can drop ship products so you don't need to spend any money. So anytime someone says to me, the reason I'm not getting started is because I don't have the money. Well, you can start with as little as £0, okay? You can start a Shopify account with £20, £20 a month it is. So you're lazy. That's the reason you're not getting started. You're lazy. And that's why you deserve to stay in the trap of the 9 to 5, because you're not willing to put in that extra work and break through from that 9 to 5 trap, okay? And yeah, now is the best time because online sales are always rising and rising and rising. As we go on from 2020 all the way to 2024, there's just an upwards trend. And that trend is just going to keep increasing. Eventually, there'll be no physical retailers and it will all be online, okay? Second thing, why is now the best season to get into online sales? Well, now is when I'm making my most money, okay? I'm making the most money because we've got Black Friday around the corner. We've got Boxing Day around the corner. And obviously you've got Christmas as well. People are buying gifts. 3 major events which will make you a millionaire in 3 months, okay? Now, I'm not just saying this, but you could clear millions in these next 3 months if you capitalize. It's November now, so you've completely missed out on Black Friday, which is coming up. You're not going to be able to secure and make sales on Black Friday, which is just coming up. But you can still take advantage of Christmas, Boxing Day, and make money. Whether that's drop shipping products on eBay or Amazon, you can make money, okay? And yeah, now is the best time because you can either be the producer or the consumer. There's 2 types of people that are going to be watching this. You're either the producer who's making money out of all the consumers buying your products online, or you're the consumer, which is spending hundreds of pounds, putting yourself in debt, using your credit cards to buy products online, which you don't even need. Why don't you step up and become the producer? If you're the producer, you'll be making money instead of spending money.
Yeah. And I look online and I see other people's courses and I compare them to yours, and like, you don't charge like a fee. That's the thing with you. So like, you actually deliver on what you promise.
I deliver on what I promise, and the difference is, as you said, I don't charge a fee.
Yeah.
You want to learn with me? Cool. The model that I use is completely different to all these scammers who are selling you dreams, telling you, buy my online course for £1,000 and I'll make you money. That's bullshit. If they're selling you an online course, ask yourself, why is someone selling me an online course if they're claiming to make millions of pounds? They need your £1,000. Well, actually, guess what? They're surviving on your money from your courses. That's very different with me, okay? So I run a program which is linked to eBay, okay? Now, my eBay program allows you to join without actually giving me money for an online course. And this is how I make a lot of my money. So I've told you I've got a busy life. I don't sit there and manage my eBay accounts every day. And I just love traveling. I'm on holiday all the time, okay? So how do I make money from eBay? How do I make money from e-commerce? And the biggest way that I do this is I help people. I teach them the method which I have learned, which integrates AI with eBay and allows you to drop ship products on eBay, okay? So you don't need to physically own any products. Now, what I mean by drop ship products on eBay is, listen up. I'm the consumer. Let's say I purchase a product from your eBay store. Once you receive the money from me, let's say it's £15, that order is automatically sent by the AI system, which I give you access to the supplier, okay? The supplier takes their £5 fee, ships the product straight to the customer, okay? Now you keep your £10, that's your profit. The supplier sends the product straight to the customer. With this, you don't need a warehouse because the supplier is sending the product straight to the customer. And guess what? You also don't need to spend any money at front because you only paid the supplier after you got the money from the customer, okay? Now, with the business model I use with my followers, I take on 5 people every single month. And what I do is I don't charge them to join my course. Instead, what I say to them is give me 20% of the profits that you make after you make your first £10,000. So every month now, think about it. I've got, let's say now I've got 40 people. Yeah. 40 people who are making £10,000 plus every single month. Okay. At the end of every month, my bank account, 20% from him, 20% from him, 20% from him, 20% from him, 20% from all these people. Okay. Cool. And that's how I'm able to make money from, let's say, 40 eBay accounts rather than 1 or 2 eBay accounts, which I would only be able to manage by myself. Because I can't physically manage more than 1 or 2 eBay accounts for my particular stuff. So this way I'm able to have 40 eBay accounts producing money. 80% goes to the person who's managing them. Give me my 20% cut. Thank you. Happy days. I've got money.
Yeah. So also another thing. So eBay is one stream of income that you have, and other people watching this will see like your massive presence on social media. How important is a presence on social media in this day and age to grow a business and get sales? Do you think it's very important or?
Yeah. So my social media presence, let me tell you what it helps me do. Okay. So 750,000 followers every single day. We're getting hundreds and hundreds of people that want to join one of my programs, like the one I said, completely free to join, and 20% you give me every month. Okay. Now that allows my team to filter through the hundreds of people who are messaging me and find the best people that we know will put the work in and achieve those figures. Okay. So firstly, with my eBay business, it benefits me because with the model that I'm using, we're able to get loads and loads of people that want to join us, and we're able to ask them, why should we give you a space? And we're able to filter through those and get the best applicants. Okay. Secondly, with the car dealership, 40% of our sales come from social media. Okay. As in TikTok. Okay. Now, in 2 ways. Okay. So one, I invest heavily on the social media accounts of the car dealership. Okay. A lot. We do celebrity collabs all the time. That A, sells cars. But you know what B, it does? The best thing it does, allows me to purchase cars at a very good price. So you may have seen me on your TikTok saying that we buy cars a lot more expensive than we buy any cars. So let's just say you need the money today. Yeah. You've took your, let's just say for example, so A-Class, a Mercedes A-Class to We Buy Any Car. We Buy Any Car, I said to you, they'll give you £7,000 for your Mercedes A-Class. Okay. I guarantee you come to my dealership, I'll give you at least 10% more than We Buy Any Car on the same day. You come to my dealership, £7,700. Here you go. Thank you for the A-Class. By putting that narrative on social media, I'm allowed to now buy cars at a very good price. Because you know, We Buy Any Car, buying your car for £7,000, you're like selling it for like 11K. Yeah. Because you're desperate, you need that money the same day. But guess what? I'm giving you more than We Buy Any Car. So hats off to me, but I'm also making a lot of money for you. Because your £7,800 car, £7,700, so should I say, I can sell that for 11K now as well.
Yeah.
I've now got a huge margin for myself.
Yeah.
So that's how I source a lot of my cars with people on social media that need same day money, want to sell their cars quick. I'll make sure that I give you a better offer than anyone.
Yeah. And we've talked about now, so 2 streams of income, eBay and you got the car dealership.
Yeah.
And we know it's a bit of a taboo thing, but everyone's probably thinking, so how much does this 25-year-old make? He's got all these streams of income coming in. If you were to put like a broad figure or like an estimate, what would you aim?
Let's say, keep it simple, 5 figures a week.
5 figures a week.
Yeah.
So
That's any number between 10,000 to 99,000.
yeah.
I mean, a week.
So keep them guessing a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So 5 figures a week.
Yeah, so that's amazing. For 25, you know, people only dream of like, that is insane. That's people's
each income source, by the way. Each income source makes at least 5 figures each week.
Really? Okay, so it's just increased a little bit, you guys. So yeah, that's people's like yearly salary in a week at 25. That is insane.
Yeah.
And carrying on from that social media topic, a lot of people see social media now and they think they can only grow being involved in like controversial things or controversial like topics or subjects. Do you think that's the case, or do you think you can still grow like organically with like without all
diversity is the best thing? Okay, being controversial is the best thing. I say it all the time. So if you look at my personality on social media, okay, let me just lay back a bit. If I was at home right now, yeah, my feet will be up here, yeah, I'll be chilling and I wouldn't care what any of you guys think about me. But because we're doing a podcast, I have to just change up a bit. So you're not actually seeing the true personality. You're not. On social media, you're not seeing the true person. I mean, you go see me at home, I'm like wrestling with my little brother, like playing with my dog. I'm just chill. Okay, I'm completely chill. You see me on social media and I'm like, oh, I don't eat at these places. I mean, I'm probably going to leave here and drive through a Mackey's, have a quick burger. I don't care where I eat, okay? But on social media, there's all these posh restaurants. You probably think I'm a bit of a dickhead, okay? I don't know if we can swear. Maybe you have to you probably think I'm a bit of a dickhead if you watch my social media. And that's because you have to portray a certain image to get views. You have to be saying stuff like controversial stuff, okay? I mean, I'm not going to give examples because I'm probably saying stuff in this podcast which is controversial. So you have to have a view, and you're not ever going to see the real side of an influencer just through social media. You're not going to see it. I'm very family orientated. I'm very chill. Yesterday night, I was sitting in my bed watching a Christmas film.
Yeah.
I'm a chill guy. I'm a normal person. But on social media, you're only going to see me posting when I'm out partying, spending thousands in the club. That's probably like once every 2 weeks maximum. But because that's the only side you see, you don't see the other side. You get what I'm trying to say. Today, drove down in a C43. I mean, it's still a nice car. It's a beautiful Mercedes and it's fast. And if anyone knows about cars, you know, C43s are good. You're never going to see me post on social media that I'm driving in a C43. You're only going to see me post on social media as well. I'm driving in my Lamborghinis or my Rolls Royces. And that's just how it is. So controversy, back to your question, controversy makes social media. And sometimes people say stuff that they don't mean just to get those views in.
Yeah. But do you ever feel like if you trying to grow on social media and you're in your situation where you've got like this massive following, do you ever feel like it takes over your life a little bit where like you always, I need to post this, or like I'm at this?
It used to. So for example, when I was 21 all the way up to 23, I'd say posting every single meal that I'm having out. Yeah. Now I've got a full team which manage all my social medias for me. So it's very hats off. Okay. Down to the point that even when I make a TikTok video, every single TikTok video is scripted by my marketing team, which I have employed. I have a whole marketing team behind me. Okay. I don't need to use my brain anymore. I'm probably going brain dead because everything is getting done for me. Okay. But this is back to make money work for you. I don't sit here spending hours writing down ideas of viral content. I'd rather pay someone a few £1,000s and they get me the ideas and tell me what to do. And I do it, they record it, boom, it goes on viral and it makes me money.
Yeah.
So going back to your point, I'd say, yes, it used to consume a lot of my life. And I'd say for micro influencers who probably have just started up, it consumes a lot of your life. It definitely does. And especially what you're saying, taking pictures of this, yeah, it definitely takes over. But for me, now I don't even care if I'm out eating. I think I've stopped with the food snaps. You're probably not even seeing me take a picture of my food now for a few months. I mean, it's only been a few months, but I've kind of fully gotten over it. I do not need to show you guys. I don't think you guys care what I'm eating. I don't think anyone cares. And it's always when you're spending money at like a restaurant and you know you're going to be spending £200 on a meal, boom, this is my £200. I don't think they care. I don't think you guys care.
I've clicked on that. Yeah, it's just I skip past it.
So I don't post any food stuff. The only thing that I post is actual stuff which will give you knowledge and help you. So if you looked up you're not going to be able to because it's past the time now. But if I pull up my Instagram story today, I'll tell them what I've got on my Instagram story today. So I've got an example on my Instagram story, something very informative, which will give you a lot of information. I have to screenshot this and show you, and you can screenshot it and put it on the overlay if you want. But it's just literally how you can make money by selling products on eBay, such as Christmas products. I've given an example. You have a £30 product that costs £10 from the supplier, and how you can sell this on eBay and make £20 for every single sale that you get on eBay. Okay, the supplier costs £10, you sell it for 30, you make £20. I've then gone to say, if you sell 10 of these items every day, that's £200 a day, which is an extra £6,000 a month. Now imagine doing that with 4 different items. That's £24,000 every single month. So I give very informational stuff on my Instagram stories now. And then the next thing is just a picture of me saying my braces are finally come off after 6 years. So if you've been following me, you'll know that I had braces for about 6 years and they came off yesterday. So put a little cheeky picture of that up today.
Yeah.
But yeah, very stuff that people will actually maybe care about.
Yeah. I think that's an important point. You know, you just mentioned that like that eBay point. I think growing without being involved in like controversy, I see a lot of people grow now and they post like informative content for free.
That's another thing.
Yeah, that's an amazing thing that you can do. It's like if you guys are looking to grow on social media, just like teach people or something, or like
Give them something.
to learn. Yeah, like
100%.
that's 100% a good thing to do. Like if for example, if you're in your shoes and you're doing eBay thing, like you still provide value for free. Like the whole thing is free. Like you can post like what products that you might sell, or these Q4 periods where all of the sales are going to come in, product ideas. I don't know what you post in terms of the eBay thing, but you know, you get the idea. It's just like that free content that they can consume
Because value
is
really person.
yeah, that's a massive thing. And what about in terms of like controversy? We've talked about it a little bit, but in terms of the news, you know, do you watch like the news and see like all these things of like the wars and the Russia and all that? Because it's a bit off topic, but it's definitely a big controversial thing that a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that. So me, I don't really know much about Trump.
Yeah,
I just feel like he's probably the most powerful man in the world right now. Okay. And he did say that he is anti all this war stuff. Okay. So I feel like he's either just going to drop a big nuke, whoever's starting all these wars, and get it all stopped, or it's going to get stopped. But I feel like, firstly, we'll start off with talking about the wars. They're unnecessary. They're not needed. But I don't want to speak too much on the topic because I don't feel like I'm educated enough in the topics to speak enough about the topics.
Yeah.
So that's what I'd say. But in terms of the news and the wars and stuff, I mean, it's been going on for years now and it's still going, which is a major concern.
Yeah. And what about in terms of like the UK and Parliament, and obviously Labour's coming in, and from an entrepreneurial investment standpoint, I see a lot of people in property getting concerned about like rental incomes and stuff like that. Do you find yourself having to keep up with this like sort of aspect as well, or do you not have like much to do with like the Parliament powers and stuff?
I've never voted.
You never voted?
I've never voted. I don't think it will make a difference who I vote for. Every government here is gonna take and have negatives. Every government here, I don't know what the right word to use is, but they're going to have a detrimental impact on everyone. No one's actually out here doing any positive. Like, when have you actually seen someone come in as prime minister and actually make a massive change where everyone's like, yeah, wicked? It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I've just never voted, and I don't really care who's in power and who's in the party and who's leading what, because I'm not going to pay attention to that and I'm not going to let it affect me. I'm going to keep running my stuff how I'm running it. It's working, it's making me money, and that's what I care about.
Yeah, that's a good point. And the other thing as well, I'm going to talk about one thing that we can all relate to, and I was going to bring it up before, but I've actually forgot. Do you ever have days where you don't feel motivated? Like, do you ever wake up and like you don't feel like doing
I leave in bed that whole day.
Yeah.
It probably happens to me like once a week. But you know what? That's why I've opened a second dealership, because I've put a bit of energy in somewhere. Sometimes I get bored. I'm talking about money working for me. I'm not working. I'm not doing nothing. That's why I'm booking unnecessary holidays. That's why literally I messaged some of my employees who work for me on Monday. I said, hey, everyone want to go on a work trip to Barcelona this weekend? And 2-3 of them go, yeah, we're free. I've said, cool, we're flying out to Barcelona. So now we're leaving for Barcelona tomorrow. But yeah, so that's why I've probably been on like 13, 14 holidays this year, and I'm traveling a lot because there's not much to do in the UK. My money's being made. My businesses are running my businesses. What do I do?
Yeah.
Sometimes a bit lost, and it's true, I do get a bit lost. And that's why I've decided to open up a second dealership. And I feel like every year I'll open up a new dealership just to keep me on my toes for a few months, because I'm going to have to renovate that place. We have to hire staff, and that will keep me busy for at least a few months of my life.
Yeah. And it's like you talked about when you're talking about your eBay thing and why people aren't like getting involved in this Q4 thing. It's like laziness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is laziness, 100%. So I can't be lazy. I'm making my money. My money's making me money. I'm comfortable. But if you're there moaning that you've got no money to pay your bills, why are you being lazy? The only person that can escape that is you, because I'm telling you, there's 3 ways that you can make money. 3 ways which don't require money, and you're still not taking advantage of them. Go on YouTube, watch some videos, educate yourself and learn how to make money. It's not that hard.
Yeah. Do you think it's just like when you go, you've traveled around the whole world, yeah, and you've been to Dubai, you've been to UK and all that, Spain, Europe. Do you see like, is it like a UK thing that people like are just chill?
It's a
Europe thing, like, because of all the, is it
I don't know why. So when I'm in Dubai, everyone's on the same thing.
Like I always hear that, like in Dubai, everyone like you.
Everyone's either doing one of two things: working their ass off and trying to become someone, or partying because they have become someone and now they're spending their money whilst their money is working for them. Okay, I find myself in a partying situation quite a bit, which I'm not proud to be in because I kind of need to retire from that. Yeah, but you're either when you come to Dubai, you'll see people are either grafting. Everyone wants the same thing. Everyone wants to make money and become rich. They only come to that country to become rich. Okay, it's like the American dream, but in Dubai. Okay?
Yeah.
People have moved to that country to become rich, very rich. I'm not talking make a couple £100,000. I'm talking make millions. Okay, everyone you're talking to there and networking with and speaking to, even if there's someone that's working a normal job there, their goals and ambitions are 10 times anyone working a normal job here. Okay. And everyone there has the same mentality. And if in Dubai everyone's got the same mentality, that country is going to boom. Yeah, that country is going to boom. Okay. And as that country booms, no one's going to get there. Right?
Yeah. And you talk about like in Dubai, everyone wants to be rich. Do you ever like surround yourself with other rich people to like motivate you, or do you not really like have any like one that pushes you up as well?
So I'm going to give you two versions and two answers. Okay. First answer. You need to surround yourself with people that are like-minded to you, okay? And the reason you've got to surround yourself by people like-minded to you is so that when you're in a room, you're all having the same discussions and you're all actually becoming rich together. I'm having a conversation with you about making money, which is benefiting me, not a conversation with you about who scored last night on the football, okay? And therefore, when you're in a room, you need to be in a room with similar people with the similar like-mindedness to you, okay? Now, that's the clip I could have said if I wanted to go viral and what everyone else keeps saying online. But no, it doesn't matter who you're hanging out with. It doesn't matter, okay? So that's what I would say if I wanted to go viral and give you guys the clip that, yeah, this is me. But no, I'm a normal person, yeah? I'm hanging around with my school friends who don't have like money to pay for a shisha pipe even, yeah? And they're sitting there, I'm having my shisha pipe and I'm having to offer it to them. And they said, no, they don't want to order shisha, but I know the reasons because they don't have the money to order the shisha, okay? So I'm like, yeah, we'll just share one between two. Don't worry, I'll smoke it more, I'll pay for it, yeah? It doesn't matter who you're hanging around with. As long as your mentality is strong, you're fine. You're not better than anyone. No one's better than no one. So why are you now ruling out your friends that you've grown up with because they're not making the same amount of money as you? I mean, my cousins, my family, I get on with my cousins so much. I say my cousins are my best friends, yeah? Now, they're not making nowhere near the money that I'm making. Yeah, that doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm having fun with them. I'm going out to enjoy myself with them, okay? Yeah, cool. Sometimes you should be having friends around you. You should have some friends which are in a similar situation to you, just so you can see sometimes, okay, cool, I'm doing well. Yeah, this is what they're doing. Sometimes have those discussions, but no, it's cool to talk about the football, man. Yeah, cool to just chill out. It's cool to go to the local pub where it's £4 for a pint and just watch the game. You're not better than no one. And any single entrepreneur that you're listening to that's telling you the story that I told you before, they're just bullshitting to you.
Yeah. So you don't have like someone like a mentor, or like you've never like had a circle of friends where like you haven't another person sitting next to you, for example, in a shisha lounge, where they've been on like some next level entrepreneurial grind and they're making millions a month and all that.
I do have those type of friends, but which friends do I enjoy more? Am I more down to earth friends than the rich friends? The rich friends, yes, they can do similar stuff to you. I want to go out in Mayfair, the table's £10,000. Cool, I've got four of my rich friends. I'm going to put £2,500 each for this £10,000 table. Yeah, it's nice to have that sometimes, and I do have that sometimes. But sometimes the best moments come going to the local pub for a pint.
Yeah. I appreciate it because everyone honestly always preaches that you need to have like, it is who you hang around with.
It's not.
And to be fair, like
I think they just preach it because they've heard someone else like Andrew Tate preach it. So they're like, yeah, I want to be like Andrew Tate, so I'm going to say the same stuff. I think, shut up.
Yeah. But what if like your friends are just like, because I see some people like, they if we go down the drugs route, right? They go into school, they're not into drugs, or they don't do like weed or whatever, and then they start hanging around with the wrong crowd. Like you always hear these stories, and then they start doing drugs, and then they start doing like, what about like these sort of things? Like when it's not monetary wise, like forget about money for a second.
That's their own fault. That's their mentality. They had a weak mentality. They were always gonna, let's say they were a good kid at school, yeah, and then they started hanging around the wrong people and started doing drugs. They were always gonna be doing drugs. It just, the opportunity wasn't given to them at an earlier stage. they were already destined to be doing drugs and taking drugs or selling drugs. It's just they were a good kid at school. No, they just weren't given the opportunity to get involved in that crowd. They were always destined for that crowd. That crowd was their crowd, okay? Their mentality and their mindset has always been so weak that anyone could break it apart. So it's not about who you surround yourself with. If you're strong enough as an individual, doesn't matter who you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
They bring to me like 5 drug dealers now and say, all right, we're going for real out. Those 5 drug dealers are not going to be able to convince me to become a drug dealer. No matter even if they're making 20 times what I make, I don't care.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say? It's different. Having your morals is different. My morals would just not allow me to do that. Yeah. So I'd say if someone's gone and said, oh yeah, I've been influenced by the people behind me, now you've just got a weak mindset, man.
Yeah. And one thing I did as well that I can openly say is, before I like went down this like entrepreneurial thing, so I used to have a really toxic like mentality where I would judge other people based off of their financial situation, which you should never do, like, because everyone's on a different path, and sometimes people's goals aren't to be rich. Like, that's one thing I had to like realize is sometimes these people like generally enjoy what they do and their fitness, whatever it is. Do you ever find yourself like judging people based off their like not like, you know, you see them grinding, yeah, but sometimes they're grinding because they enjoy what they do, you know, they're artists or whatever. Do you ever find yourself like toxically judging people, or you never had that?
I don't think you can. Now, the reason why I don't is because I could be where I am right now with money. I've lost money before. I could wake up in a few weeks, be completely broke. We have nothing to my name. That person that I judged could be in a 10 times better situation than me. Forget that, scrap that. The person, I could still be successful, but the person that I've judged and said something about, they could win the lottery tomorrow and be 10 times richer than me. They could win the Euro Millions and have like 80 million.
Yeah.
Or they could come up with a crazy idea which makes them million. You can't judge someone because everyone's at, like you said, different paths in their lives. And the thing is, money value and money, that's just here, okay? That can go up and down at any point. That can go up and down at any point. So only judge people by the person they are, the character that they've got, because their morals and their character and their personality are always going to be the same. But their money is going to fluctuate for unless in their life, so you can't judge someone based on just their money.
Yeah.